You see how the moderate to heavy rain just training over the same areas hour after hour, with the area of low pressure spinning to our south. Now, the main surface cold front is still back to our northwest. So even as this activity moves out, we may see some additional development. You see where the heaviest swath is, and some of these numbers actually a little bit under. But look at the gradient from central Kentucky down south, where our far southern counties have seen maybe a quarter of an inch or so. I think we'll see a little bit more before it's all said and done. It's dried out temporarily in Hazard. You had some rain earlier. Meanwhile, the rain drops still on the camera lens there in Franklin County at the Mesonet site. Low 70s, where it's been mainly dry this afternoon down south. Rain cooled air into the 60s. Of course, we have plenty of humidity. There is some cooler air. You see that behind that frontal boundary. 81 in Paducah. You had 64 in St. Louis, and drier air on the way as well. So once we get rid of this stuff, which may take the better part of the overnight fully, in fact, I think southeastern Kentucky at daybreak tomorrow, clouds and a leftover shower. We've got drier air coming, and if you've been waiting for that fall-like feel, you're going to get your wish mid to late week. More on that in your 7-day forecast coming up.
Thanks, TG. The city of Lexington is rolling out its plan to be better prepared for the winter weather this year, with more equipment, more staff, and more salt. Street and Roads Director Rob Allen is presenting the city's winter weather strategy at the Environmental Quality and Public Works Committee meeting. The biggest changes this year is more funding and personnel for snow removal. The city has 8,000 tons of salt already stored and $1.2 million set aside to buy more if needed. And another $1.9 million has been invested in new tanker trucks, dump trucks, and equipment.
We have been increasing our fleet and looking at sustained operations because, whatever you call it, there has been an uptick in weather events and severe temperature, and we wanted to plan for that. It's so important for us to be able to execute the plan and have the right people and the right equipment.
Officials say these upgrades come after last winter's storm left many roads icy for weeks. The finalized snow plan will be released October 31st on the city's website. And a plane skidded off the runway this morning at Louisville's Bowman Field Airport, and it came to a stop on a nearby golf course. MetroSafe confirmed a report of a plane off the runway. According to a Louisville Regional Airport Authority spokeswoman, a Cessna 52-5B exited the runway at about 10:15 and came to a stop hundreds of feet away at a Seneca golf course. 2 pilots and 2 passengers were on board. They were all alert and speaking with airport staff following the incident. The plane is not based at Bowman Field. It was en route to Louisville on a scheduled flight. And in Laurel County, following the meeting last night in which Mayor Randall Weddle called for the resignation of a council member, the same night council members were a no-show during a scheduled council meeting. Earlier today, the mayor demanded those who didn't show up to help schedule a special meeting to address the property tax ordinance that was on the agenda last night. The meeting was scheduled for 5:30 last night and was streamed live on Facebook. 2 council members were initially in attendance, but the rest did not show. In the agenda, they had the topic of property tax ordinance. Following a lack of a quorum at the meeting, the mayor is requesting a special called meeting to ensure the city's obligations to its residents are met without delay. The meeting followed the reinstatement of Mayor Weddle after he was impeached last month. Weddle canceled the official meeting, but still gave the community members an opportunity to speak on topics including the 2024 police shooting of Douglas Harless and about allegations of racism. Lexington AACP President Whit Whitaker and former state representative Charles Booker also spoke. It follows the arrest of Councilmember Justin Young, who's charged with domestic violence and is accused of using a racial slur during an alleged argument with his girlfriend.
Now, you can push another narrative for the Justin Young, which I feel like is trying to be diluted out here. You showed up here tonight because of racism. We stand with the community. We stand with everybody in this thing with Justin, and my office will remain the same. We will not tolerate racism in this community. We will not tolerate women abusers either. Justin, from the mayor's office, you need to resign.
The special called meeting has been scheduled for Friday at 10 in the morning. And police are investigating a shooting that happened last night in Lexington. Police say a man was found shot last night on Ascot Park near Armstrong Mill Road and River Park Drive. Officers say the victim was taken to a hospital with serious injuries. No word yet on a suspect. Anyone with information that could help in the investigation is asked to contact Lexington Police or leave an anonymous tip with the Bluegrass Crime Stoppers. And Kentucky Attorney General Russell Coleman is taking legal action against the gaming platform Roblox. Coleman announcing a lawsuit today alleging Roblox has created what he calls a playground for predators. The Attorney General says the gaming platform's response to a request of added security has been inadequate. The suit claims the company knowingly allowed child exploitation on its platform, including the distribution of child sexual abuse material and the grooming of minors. Coleman has a suggestion for parents who still have children playing Roblox.
Get your kids off Roblox. Do it today. They may kick and scream, they may call you names, but as a parent of teens, we're used to that anyway. That's okay. What we're talking about today is what protecting our kids looks like in the digital age.
Nearly 2/3 of children between the ages of 9 and 12 play Roblox games. State investigators say the platform has also been linked to extremist groups and online sextortion schemes targeting children as young as 8. And Georgetown police are asking for the public's help in identifying a suspect connected to a motorcycle theft. Officials say a 2006 Harley Davidson was stolen, and investigators hope someone can recognize the person in these photos. Anyone with information is urged to contact the police department. Police stress that tips from the community could be key in solving the case and returning the motorcycle to its owner. Authorities ask anyone who recognizes this individual to come forward immediately. And now to the latest on National Guard troops being sent to American cities, including Chicago. FBI Director Kash Patel heading to Illinois today as hundreds of Guard members prepare to hit the streets this week. And it comes as President Trump threatens to invoke the Insurrection Act to deploy troops to Portland, Oregon. ABC's Rena Roy has the latest.
Members of the Texas National Guard seen on the ground today in Illinois at an Army Reserve training center in the suburbs of Chicago.
We have cities where there's tremendous crime, and Chicago's one of them. And if the governor can't straighten it out, we'll straighten it out.
President Trump deploying those troops there despite local leaders saying they don't need help from the federal government.
This president is determined to federalize the National Guard and to occupy our cities with the military. It's unconscionable. It's unthinkable.
FBI Director Kash Patel also heading to the Windy City today, saying, quote, Chicago will be saved and that the FBI will continue to crush violent crime there. On Capitol Hill, Attorney General Pam Bondi questioned by Senator Dick Durbin of Illinois about whether the deployment is even legal.
The assault on the city I am proud to represent is just one example of how President Trump and Attorney General Bondi shut down justice at the Department of Justice.
I wish you loved Chicago as much as you hate President Trump. And currently, the National Guard are on the way to Chicago.
The president also looking to send the National Guard to Portland, Oregon, claiming it's, quote, burning. But a federal judge appointed by Trump temporarily blocking the deployment, saying the president's assessment of the city is, quote, simply untethered to the facts. With local leaders challenging Trump in courtrooms across the country, the president is now threatening to use the Insurrection Act, which allows the president to send the military into states to quell public unrest or support law enforcement.
If I had to enact it, I'd do that. If people were being killed and courts were holding us up, or governors or mayors were holding us up, sure, I'd do that.
President Trump has been painting a picture of chaos in Portland, but city officials say that's not the reality, and that protests he has referred to are confined to one group outside of an ICE facility. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
And still ahead, it's day 7 of the government shutdown after Senate lawmakers failed to advance 2 funding bills. The shutdown impacting air travel across the country as the FAA warns of air traffic control shortages nationwide.
Well, quite a Tuesday, especially here in central Kentucky, with some record rainfall, upwards of 3, 4, even 5 inches here in the Bluegrass. A lot of that shifting eastward. We're going to dry it out and cool it down for the mid to late week. Your 7-day forecast is next.
It's time for a special announcement from Four Seasons Sunrooms and Windows. Transform your home and change your life with a Four Seasons sunroom. And watch this announcement until the very end for a special code for exclusive additional savings. And now it's time. Right now, for a limited time, all Four Seasons sunrooms are up to 25% off, with no money down and no interest for 12 full months. Call Four Seasons today. Four Seasons. It's time.
Holy shit. This deal's insane.
We get that a lot.
You're telling me that this is under 20 grand? Holy shit.
Is this financing real?
100% real.
Holy shit.
Tim Short Auto Plaza. The deals are so good you'll forget how to act in public. Pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs, all priced to make you say,
Holy shit.
New Circle Road next to Peddler's Mall. Get down here before someone else yells it first.
The pain level was over 10. There's days where I just sat and cried and I literally crawled to the bathroom. And my doctor recommended that I go to Good Feet and try the arch supports and took about 3-4 steps. Turned around and went and sat back down and started to cry. It was the first time that I had no pain. I want people to know my testimony. I want them to know what arch support's can do from Good Feet.
See for yourself with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Next, E.T. Taylor Swift's Tonight Show Showstopper. Plus,
It's a big deal.
from Spider-Woman to Frankenstein, we're at J.Lo and Jacob's star-crossed carpets. Plus, Catfish host Neve Schulman.
Next, E.T.
Tonight at 7 on ABC 36. The ABC 36 Solid Blue Sports Report. The inside scoop on everything happening on the field, the court, and every place in between. The Solid Blue Sports Report is always in season. Weeknights with Jeff Pecoro. Sponsored by Davis H. Elliott.
After a dry start to October here in central and eastern Kentucky, anything but on this Tuesday. Moderate to heavy rain up and down the I-64 corridor for the better part of the day. Finally beginning to wind things down here in the Lexington area. It's been coming down much of the day. Now we still have the flash flood warning until 6:30. I think they'll end up canceling that early as the rain has finally come to an end. But it was heavy enough, street flooding, a number of streets and roads closed with some of the smaller streams and creeks coming out of their banks due to the heavier amount of rainfall. You get out here to the east of Lexington, Frenchburg, over to Menifee County, up in Rowan County, down toward West Liberty, and along the Mountain Parkway. Not a fun drive home at all. Now, it's been relatively quiet in southern Kentucky. I've got a couple of thunderstorms trying to fire up here where we've got enough moisture and a little more instability with that area of low pressure spinning by to our south. But you see the most favored area along the I-64 corridor and that activity training along it. So several hours of moderate to heavy rainfall. They had well over 4 inches of rain. And the issue is, of course, we had some flash flood warnings. A lot of folks trying to drive through flooded roadways and getting stuck, and that was problematic back toward Louisville. Last 24 hours, check this out. Northern side, the Mesonet there at Newtown Pike and I-75, over 5 inches. Southern side corner of Man-O-War and Nicholasville Road, about 4 1/4, over 4 in Franklin County, nearly 4 in Shelby County. So our in-house data did a great job painting where the heaviest swath of rain would be. And look at the gradient. We go from here in the bluegrass all the way down to about 1/4 inch or so. Now we're going to make up a bit, I think, as we get into the evening and the overnight with that front moving in, some additional development possible down south. 67 overcast and the rain finally beginning to wind down here in Lexington. Got a few showers in the area up on the hilltop, Knott County near Hindman. Temperatures generally in the 60s, a few low 70s down south. Obviously, plenty of available moisture. So the main surface cold front right along the Ohio River. Not until that clears will we be in the clear, and that may take until probably sometime tomorrow morning. So notice on our futurecast, it does have some development. Scattered showers, a few storms later on this evening and into the overnight hours. And I wouldn't be surprised east and south of Lexington of an early shower around the morning commute. And then look at the dry air plunge in. Note the wind streams coming out of the northeast. It'll be breezy and it will be a cool breeze. That's going to help to hold us into the upper 60s for highs. Of course, all the humid air goes away. We'll be in good shape in that regard. Looking ahead to the mid to late week, that area of high pressure over the Great Lakes, northeast wind, that's going to mean a fall-like feel. It's about time for it as we get deeper into the month of October. Looking good Friday as well. Good way to finish out the week. So other than the low-end chance tomorrow morning in the east, we are going to be high and dry. That little mid-level wave, a few little scattered clouds associated with it. Of course, it's an October weekend, a lot of fall festivals going on around the area, and looking at some pleasant weather. Mornings are going to be a little bit on the chilly side. We're talking early morning lows, low to mid 40s, so pretty big spread, again, between the early morning low and the afternoon high, but at least a lot more indicative of early to mid-October. Rain and thunder ending late, especially in the southeast, maybe that early shower southeast of Lexington becoming mostly sunny, breezy. Cooler, a relative term. Obviously, we were in the 60s today, but thinking more so compared to those 80s of late, and this is much more like it. Notice those early morning lows, low to mid 40s, but comfortable afternoon highs, crawling back into the mid 70s.
Thanks, T.G. Well, now it's time to take a live look at our roads in our Right Way Auto Glass Traffic Center. Let's take a look at the intersection of High Street and Broadway. Roads are slick as it continues to rain today, so we do want to warn you some of the roadways that are shut down due to high water. Bowman Mill Road between Old Harrodsburg Road and Parker's Mill Road, and Alexandria Drive between Old Frankfort Pike and the Railroad Road crossing. Remember to turn around and don't drown. We'll be back after the break, so stay with us.
Your 7-day forecast is brought to you by Denham Law Firm, your insurance claim's best friend.
There's a fresh new voice in the Kentucky Senate race, conservative Nate Morris. A ninth-generation Kentuckian, he was raised by a single mother in a union household. Nate worked hard, pulled himself up, built a successful job creating business from scratch. Nate's not part of the Mitch McConnell machine. He's a true Washington outsider. And like President Trump, Nate believes in creating prosperity for all Americans. It's a new day in Kentucky. Nate Morris for U.S. Senate. Restoration of America PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
John Clay Automotive is your premier destination for complete auto repair services in Lexington and Nicholasville. We handle everything from oil changes to complex repairs and the best transmission specialists in the area. Most of our technicians are certified master mechanics providing honest, transparent services. No matter what service you need, you'll experience precision, care, and integrity every time.
Come here at John Clay Automotive, where customers become friends.
Our dad, John Morgan, started Morgan & Morgan with a mission to protect the people.
And we've grown into America's largest injury law firm, but we're still a family business at heart.
We've helped millions of families.
Over 2 million families called us last year alone, and we're ready to help you, too.
When you're injured, trust the family that fights for families like yours.
We're not just attorneys, we're a family. After all, it's our legacy.
There's only one Morgan & Morgan.
For the people.
For the families.
Okay, time to see if I got it.
Yes!
It is my honor to welcome you to the class of 2020. See you, teacher! Congratulations and welcome to the Big Blue Nation!
Everyone deserves a bright future. Find your future at futurity.org.
This portion of ABC 36 News is brought to you by the Kentucky Lottery, funding education for over 1 million Kentucky students.
Welcome back. It's day 7 of the government shutdown after Senate lawmakers failed to advance 2 funding bills. The shutdown impacting air travel across the country, and now the FAA warning of air traffic control shortages nationwide. Today at the White House, President Trump framing the shutdown as an opportunity for his administration as a top Democratic leaders push back to get key funding passed and ensure furloughed workers get back pay. ABC's Melissa Adon has the latest.
Today, across the country, air traffic controllers forced to work without pay, calling out, causing staffing issues and flight delays. In Southern California, Burbank Airport closing its air traffic control tower as it was left unmanned for hours last night.
Clearance is closed, ground's closed, local's closed. The tower is
closed due to staffing.
Controllers at another facility forced to take over, delaying flights more than 2.5 hours all night.
I mean, they're all Democrat delays.
A draft of a new White House memo suggests that 750,000 furloughed government workers are not entitled to back pay.
For the most part, we're going to take care of our people. There are some people that really don't deserve to be taken care of, and we'll take care of them in a different way. Okay?
Why do you say some federal workers should not get their back pay? Why do you say some?
Well, you're going to have to figure that out, okay? Ask the Democrats that question.
In all previous government shutdowns, essential and furloughed workers got all their back pay.
The law is clear. Every single furloughed federal employee is entitled to back pay. Period. Full stop. The law is clear.
And healthcare is still at center of Democrats' demands to reopen the government, pushing for a deal to reverse Medicaid cuts and extend Obamacare subsidies.
The Affordable Care Act tax credit extension is a battle for everyday Americans. And this is another example of Republicans throwing out baseless lies to try to defend their indefensible position.
Today, the FAA warning of new air traffic control shortages in major hubs like Houston and Chicago. Here in Southern California, the Hollywood Burbank Tower is back at full staffing. Melissa Adon, ABC News, Los Angeles.
And we're here with Sports Director Jeff Picoro. What's on deck with sports?
Well, I'll tell you what, a big day for UK basketball fans. Why? Well, they announced their full schedule with times and dates for the upcoming season. We'll give you that. And the Bengals add a familiar face at quarterback. That more coming up in sports. Stay with us.
No one likes a teacher's pet, especially if the teacher is Mitch McConnell and his pet is Andy Barr.
My mentor, leader Mitch McConnell.
Loyal to Mitch while barking at his nemesis, blaming President Trump for January 6th.
The president is not blameless.
And proudly fighting against Trump's agenda.
I'm a co-sponsor of a bill that the administration opposes.
You can't teach an old dog new tricks. Barr will always be a Trump hater. Win It Back is responsible for the content of this ad.
Take on fall work with the power to get the job done. Save $50 on the powerful MS250 chainsaw and save $20 on the BG56 CE blower, built for easy starts and quick cleanups. Shop in-store and online.
My energy bill's out of control.
Not mine. Champion Windows had a buy two, get two free offer, and I jumped on it.
Wait, if I buy two, I get two free?
Yes, just call Champion Windows already.
Buy two, get two free won't last. Call 888-4CHAMPION today.
Hey y'all, it's Josh and Greg from Hicks & Funson, Kentucky Lawyers. If you've been injured in an accident, the insurance company may offer you pennies on the dollar afterwards to sign away your rights. Folks, don't do it. If you get a low settlement offer, you should lawyer up. Heck, if you get any injury settlement offer, you should call Hicks & Funson for a free consultation to learn whether you may be entitled to more. Call 859-777-7000 or visit honestfearless.com.
Need the right gear, fast? Cape Electrical Supply has it all. From commercial to industrial to residential, we have the tools and tech to power your next project. We sell gear and lining packages for all your commercial, industrial, and residential electric needs. We carry top brands like Milwaukee, Klein Tools, 3M, Pass & Seymour, and Square D. Cape Electrical Supply. People, products, power. Visit CapeElectricalSupply.com today.
It's the Mini Monsters Cash Frenzy Scratch-Off game. Scan the QR code for another chance to win with the online game. Play today from the Kentucky Lottery.
I have moderate to severe plaque psoriasis, but thanks to Skyrizi, I'm showing off my clearer skin. With Skyrizi, I saw dramatically clearer skin. And most people were clearer even at 5 years.
Don't use if allergic. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and TB. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
With Skyrizi, nothing on my skin means everything. Ask your dermatologist about Skyrizi today. Learn how AbbVie could help you save.
Welcome into sports, everyone. Let's start with a little basketball talk, shall we? With the loss of Kobe Bryant and Jackson Robinson, many UK fans are wondering who picks up the slack in the backcourt as the primary three-point threat. So yesterday, I asked some of the players, who's the best shooter on the team? 3 stood out above the rest: Colin Chandler, Cam Williams, and Trent Noah.
I'll give it to Trent Noah. He knows that, and no, I can't lie to Cameron. So I always trust Trent Noah to shoot it whenever he gets the ball. So.
Is that kind of a competition between you guys?
Oh, for sure. And he makes me better, and we compete during the season, like during shoot-arounds, and the day of the game we'll get a shooting competition in. And during the season, it seems like every other day. So we compete a lot. It makes me better, makes him better. So
just put it on Cam Williams, man. I was just telling this to somebody else, though. Me and Trent, we're great shooters. They kept asking me who shoots better. And obviously, as a humble guy, I go with myself. But if we're just talking for real, I feel like it doesn't really matter about who shoots better out of me and him. It's just, can me and him outshoot the other team's best shooters?
Well, we'll have to let it. I hope we get the three-point contest back at Big Blue Madness this year. I guess we'll just settle at the end and see who's a better shooter. I don't know. Cam, I mean, he's a ridiculous shooter, and so is Colin. I don't think Colin gets enough credit. And J-Lo, I mean, he was killing at Pitt last year, even on some difficult shots. We have so many good shooters. You can't really go wrong. You could kind of pull a name out of a hat, and you would have an argument.
Well, it's going to be a fun year. The 25-26 final basketball schedule released today by the Cats, just 17 days away from the first exhibition game versus #1 team in the country. That's the Purdue Boilermakers. UK Louisville, that's Tuesday, November 11th at 8 o'clock on ESPN. And Saturday, February 14th, well, that's Valentine's Day. And the Cats play at Florida at 3 o'clock, and it's right here on ABC 36. All dates and game times are now set. Well, for the first time under head coach Zach Taylor, the Cincinnati Bengals started the season 2-0. Then they lost All-Pro quarterback Joe Burrow to a toe injury and promptly lost 3 in a row. Well, the Bengals now travel to Green Bay to take on the Packers. They'll have a new quarterback under center. The ageless one, Joe Flacco. Flacco, in his 18th season, comes to the Bengals along with 6th-round draft pick from the Cleveland Browns for next season. The Bengals gave a 5th-round pick for him. In his career, Flacco has thrown for over 46,000 yards, 259 TDs, 168 interceptions. He also has playoff experience, starting 16 postseason games, 26 touchdowns in those. The Bengals released Brett Rippon, the quarterback there, to make room for Flacco on the roster. And the UFL is coming to Louisville next spring. There will be pro football in Kentucky. The Louisville Kings will debut next spring, along with 2 other new teams in Columbus, Ohio, and Orlando, Florida. Those 3 teams replacing Memphis, Michigan, and San Antonio in the 8-team league. The Kings will play at the Lynn Family Stadium, home of the Louisville City Soccer Club. Head coach and staff will be released at a later date. Very interesting stuff there. All right, still a lot more news coming up on ABC 36 at 5:30. Stay tuned.
What am I gonna wear? Sis, are you ready yet? You know Uncle Rick's waiting on us. I'm almost ready.
Them girls are taking forever.
Wait, Keelan? Game?
Girls, you know where we always stop first.
Clark's! Wherever your next adventure takes you, make sure Clark's is your first stop. Return, refresh, refuel.
Your business property should stand out with more than just quality, and there's a company dedicated to more than just landscaping. At Rogers Lawn and Landscaping, integrity isn't just a word, it's a way of doing business. We believe in a fair quote from the start. Consultations aren't just free, they're the foundation of a personal touch that defines our work. Rogers Lawn and Landscaping, not just about creating beautiful spaces, but building relationships that last.
What do people want from a Medicare Advantage plan? Let's find out.
I want a $0 monthly premium.
I take a lot of medications, so I need prescription drug coverage.
If you would like help making an informed decision about your Medicare coverage, Aetna licensed agents are standing by, ready to listen to your questions and help you find health coverage that meets your needs.
Aetna has Medicare Advantage plans with monthly plan premiums starting at $0. Plans may also include dental, vision, and hearing coverage, a fitness membership, and more. As an Aetna Medicare Advantage member, our dedicated service representatives will listen to your needs, answer your questions, and provide help.
When you call in, you don't have to do anything. I'll do the work for you.
Annual enrollment ends December 7th, so call now.
Call 1-844-631-1778 to speak with a licensed Aetna agent.
I have some exciting news. Due to popular demand, West Shore Homes' buy one get one sale is back. So if you missed your chance last time, now's the perfect moment to transform your home and enjoy massive savings on your bathroom remodel. Here's how it works. Purchase a full bathroom remodel and you'll receive a tub to shower conversion and a second bathroom absolutely free. That's right, upgrade your main bathroom to a beautiful modern space and say goodbye to that outdated, hard to clean tub or shower in another bathroom absolutely free. But it gets even better. To celebrate bringing back this amazing sale, we're making it even better than before with 18 months of no interest financing, making it easier than ever to knock out 2 projects while saving big. Act now to lock in your buy one, get one savings from West Shore Home, extended this week only. Visit westshorebath.com or call the number on your screen for more information and lock in this offer. We can have somebody out as early as tomorrow. That's westshorebath.com before buy one, get one savings are gone.
Time for ABC 36 News Now at 5:30.
For news at 5:30, I'm Jennifer Brown. Well, if you were in the Lexington area, you would have seen a lot of rain coming down. So let's get a check on that forecast now with Chief Meteorologist T.G.-shuck. So T.G., how much longer will the rain be out and drenching everybody?
Yeah, well, it's moving out of the Lexington area, which is good news. That steady rain that literally fell from this morning all the way until probably an hour or so ago. You see the bulk of it now, the moderate to heavy rain east of Lexington. The main surface cold front's back here in southern Indiana, so we're seeing some additional development. Don't think we're going to see the coverage, obviously, of what we had earlier because it was training over the same areas. The flash flood warning continues for about another hour. I think they'll drop it early. A lot of those flood waters, street flooding, some of the smaller streams and creeks coming out of their banks, those are receding as the rain has come to an end. But you get out here into eastern Kentucky, West Liberty, down to Campton, Frenchburg, up to Moorhead, and out towards Salyersville. Not much fun driving the Mountain Parkway late this afternoon. And notice across southern Kentucky, getting some lighter rain. There hasn't been anything overly organized through the course of the day. You see everything just riding right over the same areas along the I-64 corridor. Ironically, this is a part of the state that's been dealing, at least our area, with much of the drought late summer, early fall. It's been a little wetter across southeastern Kentucky, so if the heavier amounts had to fall, it's good that they did where they did. A record-setting day here in Lexington, the wettest day, October day on record, nearly 5 inches of rain, about 2/10 shy of it. These numbers, they'll catch up eventually, but you see where the heaviest swath is. And got to give props to our in-house data, our model indicating that the 64 corridor was going to be the favorite area. The rain continues in Powell County. Can't even see Stanton down in the valley there with all the low clouds up on the hill. Meanwhile, look at Owen County. We're actually breaking back out into some sunshine as the rain has come to an end, but the front is yet to move through. So we're generally in the upper 60s to low 70s. That's where our dew points are as well. Notice out west where it stayed dry all the way up to 80-ish from Evansville to Paducah. Meanwhile, only in the 60s into central parts of Illinois. And you see how the drier air beginning to work in. That's going to be here by tomorrow, but we've got to get through the rest of the evening. So with that front back to the northwest, the heavier rain moving out, but some redevelopment possible, especially down south, southeast, maybe a shower or two around daybreak, south and east of Lexington. But tomorrow, a breezy day and a cooler day, relatively speaking, with afternoon highs only in the upper 60s. There's your fall-like feel. I'll tell you more about it coming up.
Thanks, TG. The President Donald Trump's tariffs have put America's neighbor to the north in a tough economic spot. And today, Canada's Prime Minister heading to the White House to seek some relief. Karen Kaifa has the details from Washington.
Canada's Prime Minister Mark Carney came to the White House on Tuesday in an uncomfortable spot. His country's economy slipping and tariffs imposed by President Donald Trump on key Canadian exports to the United States, making the situation worse. Tuesday marked the second time that Carney has come to Washington to meet with Trump since Carney was elected in April.
Let's be clear about the relationship as it stands right now. We are the second largest trading partner of the United States.
But tariffs imposed on Canadian goods coming over the border into the U.S. are hitting an already struggling economy hard. According to Canadian government data, the unemployment rate hit 7.1% in August, the highest level since May 2016, outside of the pandemic period. Trump has slapped tariffs on cars, steel, and aluminum, key Canadian exports to the United States, and more have been announced on softwood and lumber, among the top goods the United States imports from its northern neighbors. Trump said Tuesday that the close proximity of the two countries creates a trade conflict.
In other countries, they're very far away, and there's no problem. You can compete and you can do. We don't like to compete because we sort of hurt each other when we compete. And so we have a natural conflict. It's a natural business conflict. Nothing wrong with it. And I think we've come a long way over the last few months, actually, in terms of that relationship.
Trump also adding that the U.S. will treat Canada fairly. Canada, the U.S., and Mexico have also started consultations on renewing the trade agreement that was first negotiated by the first Trump administration and launched back in 2020. That agreement is set to expire in 2026. In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
And a traffic stop by the Berea Street Crimes Unit led to a major drug bust on I-75 North on October 6th. Deputy Hamilton and K9 Bruno conducted a free air sniff, which alerted to narcotics inside the vehicle. Officers discovered 37 grams of suspected meth and grams of suspected fentanyl, 4.5 grams of marijuana, drug paraphernalia, packaging materials, and over $400 in cash. Anthony Cornelison of Lexington was arrested and faces multiple charges, including trafficking methamphetamine and fentanyl, possession of marijuana, and paraphernalia. Cornelison was taken to the Madison County Detention Center. And in Laurel County, following the meeting last night in which Mayor Randall Weddle called for the resignation of a council member, the same night council members were a no-show during a scheduled council meeting. Earlier today, the mayor demanded that those that did not show up to help schedule a special meeting to address a property tax ordinance that was on the agenda for last night. The meeting was scheduled for 5:30 Monday night and was streamed live on Facebook. 2 council members were initially in attendance, but the rest did not show. In the agenda, they had the topic of property tax ordinance on the docket. Following the lack of quorum at the meeting, however, the mayor is requesting a special called meeting to ensure the city's obligations to its residents are met without delay. The meeting followed the reinstatement of Mayor Weddle after he was impeached last month. Weddle canceled the official meeting, but still gave community members the opportunity to speak on topics including the 2024 police shooting of Douglas Harless and about allegations of racism. This follows the arrest of council member Justin Young, who's charged with domestic violence and is accused of using a racial slur during an alleged argument with his girlfriend. The special called meeting has been scheduled for Friday at 10 in the morning. And students in Fayette County ages 10 and up can get free tutoring this Saturday from 9 to 11 a.m. at the Charles Young Community Center, hosted by One Lexington. Transportation is available to students who need a ride, making it easy for everyone to attend. The program is also looking for volunteer tutors to help support students and make a difference in their learning. For more information or to volunteer, contact One Lexington on their Facebook page. And a special surprise for a high school teacher in Georgetown today. As ABC 36's City St. Clair reports, he is one of 25 teachers across the nation to receive a special prize for his teaching excellence.
Wiley Messer teaches welding and advanced manufacturing to nearly 120 students at Great Crossing High School. This year, he applied for a Teaching Excellence Prize from Harbor Freight Tools, never thinking he would be one of the winners.
I think it's awesome. It doesn't really feel real. I don't know. I'm kind of at a loss. I'm overwhelmed, I guess.
Messer is one of 25 teachers from across the U.S. to win, receiving a $50,000 prize recognizing his excellence in skilled trades education. According to Harbor Freight Tools, $35,000 will go toward Great Crossing's skilled trades program, and Messer will receive the remaining $15,000. One of his previous students says she wasn't shocked to hear this.
Through the 3 years that I was his student, the amount of development that I saw personally was amazing, and I wouldn't have had those opportunities without him. He saw that shy, lack of confidence 14-year-old, and he pushed me every day.
Messer says he wants to make a difference in students' lives, like his high school welding teacher did for him.
Talking to my welding teacher at the time, he had a big influence on my life. He, gave me the tools to go directly into the workforce, and the influence he had on me made me want to do that for others too. So.
Messer adds, in his classroom, he tries to combine a professional training environment, getting students ready for school or work, while also pushing them to be better, not just in welding, but all other factors in life. Coincidentally, Messer was named Teacher of the Year in 2021. In Georgetown, Cindy St. Clair, ABC 36 News Now.
And still ahead, the ongoing government shutdown is beginning to directly impact air travel. We take a look at how the Department of Transportation is responding straight ahead.
Well, quite a day of rain here in central Kentucky, especially. Finally winding down here in the Bluegrass, but record-setting totals for October. Still have to deal with it into eastern Kentucky. Good news is we're going to dry it out and have a fall-like feel to the air rolling into the mid to late week. Your 7-day forecast is next.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. When you use Uber or Lyft, you're taking a gamble. You have no idea who that driver is. Were they paying attention to their phone and not the road? Injured in an Uber or Lyft accident, you could have a big case. Morgan & Morgan.
How'd you get my number?
Call 1-800-STEAMER.
Your friend's got a good voice. So, what happened here?
We'd rather
not say.
Thank you, Steamer. He's good.
When clean enough is not enough.
Call 1-800-STEAMER. Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
If the name wasn't obvious enough, the DQ Sauced and Tossed Chicken Strip Basket is tossed in your choice of honey barbecue or new sweet chili. That means layers of flavor from the top, bottom, left, right, inside, outside, and everywhere in between. Delicious from every angle. That's the Sauced and Tossed Chicken Strip Basket. Available in honey barbecue or new sweet chili. Get it delivered today, only at DQ. Happy tastes good.
He thinks he can cheat on me? Hope she was worth it.
Babe, what are you doing?
Have your glass installed the right way. Right Way Auto Glass.
This portion of ABC 36 News is brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs.
Well, an unusually wet day, that's an understatement here in central Kentucky, especially the Lexington metro area and points to the west. Record-setting rainfall for the month of October, just in one day here, a daily record set here in Lexington. Speaking of October, that October-like feel to the air kicks in nicely beginning tomorrow. We're talking some chilly morning lows well into the 40s as we head toward the late week and even into the upcoming weekend, and that's going to translate into some nice afternoons with sunshine and pleasant conditions. Now, I got to get there first. Much improved here in Lexington. The moderate to heavy rain shifting to the east, hanging on to that flash flood warning. We had a lot of street flooding, a number of the smaller streams and creeks out of their banks. Of course, a number of road closures earlier. This goes for about another 45 minutes now that the rains come to an end. Wouldn't be surprised. Top of the hour, they let it go. Some lighter rains east, not the case. Frenchburg, West Liberty, Salyersville, basically running along and north of the Mountain Parkway. Haven't seen much down here across southern southeastern Kentucky. Ironically, that's the area of the state that's in best shape relative to the drought. Not really any issues down there. It's been abnormally dry, but this is really going to take care of it nicely. You see the training or the same area of seeing the moderate to heavy downpours much of the morning and through the afternoon as that area of low pressure moved across Tennessee, pushing the moisture northward. The front is stretched out across southeastern Indiana, so we're not completely done with the rain, but look at some of these totals. Now, this is over the past 24 hours. It does include a little bit of rain that fell prior to midnight last night. Over 5 inches at the northern Fayette site there at I-75 and Newtown Pike, corner of Man of War and Nicholasville Road. About 4 1/4, a little over 4 in Franklin County. About 4 in Shelby County, and that stretches south of Louisville. Our in-house data did an awesome job of pinging the area, that swath of highest totals. But look at the gradient. You go from around 1 inch in Jackson County to only shy of 1/4, about a 2/10 of an inch down in Knox County. Meanwhile, there in Mount Sterling, Montgomery County, in front of the courthouse, still wet, 64. We got a lot of rain, cool air in the area. Jackson County, still some showers in your neck of the woods as well. It's 68. Areas down south, you've managed to get into the low to mid 70s. Elsewhere, upper 60s. Plenty of available moisture here, but that is going to change quickly. Note your frontal boundary as that moves out. Here comes high pressure, and you see those wind streams coming out of the north and northeast. That's going to push drier air in. It's going to push cooler air in. Could see some redevelopment down south, especially this area has not been worked over. And then here comes the front during the overnight. So at sunrise, could see a few leftover showers, maybe for a few hours in the morning. But then look at things clear out by the afternoon. Northeast wind, a little breezy. That combined with the sunshine is going to make for a fall-like day, and more of that on the way as drier air works in. So we're really looking good as we head into the late week here. That area of high pressure over the Great Lakes, east to northeast wind. Lots of sunshine, fall-like for Thursday, 68 looking good, 71 on Friday. Got another great night, and it will feel more like football weather, I think, for high school football on Friday evening. Other than the low-end chance in the morning in the east, we're good to go as we roll through the remainder of the week, upcoming weekend. That little mid-level trough we talked about, not concerned with it. Note the cloudiness to our east. That's an area of low pressure rolling up the eastern seaboard, but the rain's going to stay on the other side of the mountains. Very pleasant conditions, which is perfect considering all the fall festivals that are going on across the area as we get a little deeper into October, heading toward the weekend. Rain and thunder ending late tonight, mid-50s in the morning, 69, becoming mostly sunny. It may take an hour or two. Breezy and cooler, relatively speaking, to those low to mid-80s that have been fairly consistent of late. Check out some of those early morning lows. How about low to mid-40s? So the jackets will come in handy during the morning. Won't need them in the afternoon, though. Looking good. Nice and pleasant sunshine and highs in the mid to upper 70s.